Hi, everybody. My name is Kiamani Robey, and I'm an author. I'm a podcaster as well. I am the author of three different books out with ebook and physical book copies. I'm also the podcast hoster or the podcast host of Love Your Health, where we talk about all things health related. I'm also the podcast host of Adult Bedtime Stories. Was actually Adult Bedtime Stories for the Creative Soul, where we kind of give a little bit of information about poems or short stories, and we read them online, and they're kind of spicy, and they give you a lot of mystery, and of course some romance. So I've been on here in a while, so I wanted to go ahead and post and just give you a little bit of information about myself, and let you know what I have going on. Also, just to give you a little bit about my handles, if you want to take a look, I am on Instagram, the simple delish, TheSimpledelish. So that's my Instagram handle, the simple delish. You can have go through my information. I do have IG Live. I talk about a lot of different topics, beauty, everything related. I also have a couple websites that are out. One is called The Value of Beauty. You can actually get there. It's a Wix site, so it's bit.ly/value of beauty. Great blogs on there talking about beauty. And that's beauty and everything. Physical, the beauty that you really don't even talk about, character and everything of that nature, and just life. Just kind of busy. A busybody. Started a business, body and butter boutique. Definitely all natural products. So kind of just doing a whole lot of things, and I had not been on camera. I spent a lot of time. I spend a lot of time doing my podcasts and writing my books, but I just kind of wanted to, put myself out there, let you guys know who I am, and let you take a look at the books that I have created or wrote, and you can actually purchase them on Amazon. You can read about them as well on Goodreads. I do have my information on Goodreads as well. Um, my very first book, which I don't have it, the physical book, I actually sold my last one that I had in hand, but again, it's on Amazon, 7 Steps to Healthy Living. Now, that was the first book in the healthy living journey that I have. And I really wanted you to just get an idea about the journey. If you're interested about goal planning, setting some simple goals for yourself, some larger goals, how you're going to get those goals completed. I really dug into that information in the first book in the Healthy Living series. The second book in the Healthy Living series is actually this one, and this is Take Me As I Am. And Take Me As I Am is a collection of different ideals and different problems that you may face every day. Um, a lot of times, and these are different behaviors. It could be fear, vulnerability, learning how to be true to yourself, getting to the understanding of why you think the way that you think about the things that you think. A lot of times we believe certain things, but we don't know where it comes from. Um, One of the quotes that I have in the book is we are all in a position to have what we want, but do we believe in that possibility? Um, so it's really good information in the book. I also took the time and wrote questions after each chapter to get you, you're on the kind of get you thinking about it. Like, okay, now, fear, where did this come from? When did I start fearing? Oh, okay. It started from here. And then sometimes we don't know where it starts from, but I wanted to kind of dig in. And, mental health is a big thing that we don't talk about in our community. We don't talk about it. We just don't. And We don't go and get the therapy needed if needed. We don't talk to our friends about it, depending, you may talk to your friends, but you may not tell them what's really going on. So I wanted to take some time and just kind of get in there and talk about a little bit that's going on. And, I don't mind reading a little bit for you as well. Again, the book is on Amazon. It's also on Barnes and Noble. So you can get in there and see what's going on. One of the chapters I have is actually called jealousy, right? So, just a little bit about the chapter. I'm just going to read just a little bit for you. um, Not the old version of jealousy that is easily looked over and laughed at. No, this is the version of jealousy no one speaks about. The version that keeps you up all night scrolling through social media posts, taking notes of what they have, what you want, and why you don't have it. It is the countless conversations that begin innocently as you speak about someone's life, giving details, but in the blink of an eye, it turns into a competition. The one that talks, the one that shows you um, what you do versus what they do, right? So it is the small talk that begins trivially and ends in an all out judgment fest. That's just a little bit, right? In a chapter, jealousy. So get the book on Amazon. It's a great read, you guys. It's not too long. It's short, but it's a book that you can get some of those questions answered. And even if you didn't know, maybe you know everything. Maybe you don't. You have a need to read this, but it's a good read. Also, wanted to let you know as well. I have the workbook, right? So, Take Me As I Am workbook. So it's a companion workbook with the physical book. So the questions that are in the physical book, some of the questions in all of the questions that are in the physical book are in the workbook, but there are more questions in the workbook that are not in the physical book. So it's a really good opportunity for you to take some of these questions, answer them, family members, um, just getting an opportunity to take some time for you, right? On one of the chapters, it's called Freedom, anyone, and it says wave your individual flag at conformity. When was your first confrontation with fear? And this can be a moment of simple or dire fear as an adult or a child. That's one of the questions about fear. And then another one is opposition is your friend. Really, it is. Friend versus foe. Describe a time in life when your opinion of something was opposed by your family or close friend. So, great questions in here. Opportunities for you to get it out of your head on a piece of paper, to start working through it. Again, we have friends and family. We really don't always talk about it and get, to an understanding within ourselves so that we are able to walk through our daily life. We have so many things going on, but a lot of times we don't know how to deal with the things that's been stuck in there, right? It's kind of like you dug a hole and you dropped in those things that you didn't really want to deal with. So this book helps you work through that without having to sit down with someone and, lay on that comfy couch, as they say. So this is also available on Amazon as well. Now, I do, and that's the second book. Take Me As I Am is the second book in the Healthy Living series. There's another book coming as well, and that will be coming out soon, working on that. So at the same time, I enjoy helping others. So it's in reference to, healthy living, the processes with your mind, making sure your body, your heart, you're stress free. And I also have the other side, which is associated with Adult Creative Soul. So Adult Creative Soul is a space where you can create using, of course, the gift of words, right? The gift of gab. So we use those words and we create romance and spicy situations and alluring, seductive, short stories for you. So within, I've had it out for, it's been about a year. So you can definitely check that out. It's on Spotify, Radio Public, iTunes, and it is adult bedtime stories for the creative soul. So what I did, I've been again creating. That's what I do, and I actually created Shea Butter Rocks, right? Shea Butter Rocks. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to. It's a little lighter than needed, but it's also an ebook, so it's out as well. And Shea Butter Rocks is a place where I've combined romance and mystery and just a little bit of everything. So you can definitely find yourself within the main characters. You can probably find yourself as well within the family in some of the situations they're going through. So the main character, her name is Jasmine, and she has a crew of people that are around her, friends, work friends, family. So I wanted to just read a snippet from the book so you'll have an idea of what you're getting into. But it is definitely uh, something for you to, you won't be able to put it down. Okay? So let's see. This is one of the chapters. I'm just going to find an area for you. Okay. So this is one of the chapters. The scent had me at hello. Okay. As I walked down the sandy walkway to the beach, a fine chocolate specimen came into view. He was no ordinary man. No, he was chiseled and glowing. Not that playing in your mother's makeup kind of glow, that sun kissed the gods kind of illumination. He didn't just captivate me, he made most women gawk at his broad shoulders, his full beard, and his swag so fierce. But I wasn't aware of all that. I had seen the light shimmer off the beautiful Adonis that was before me. He smelled of rich cocoa and a hint of spice. Yes, he was killing the game and didn't even know it. So that's just a snippet of Shea Butter Rocks. You can definitely get Shea Butter Rocks on Amazon today. And it's an ebook that's available and then the physical book as well. So I just wanted to say hello to you guys. I never really come on here to just give you some information about myself. Again, my name is Kiamani Robey. I am the Simple Delish on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook as well. My first name and my last name. If you have questions for me, if you are a budding author and you want some information, you can actually check me on Goodreads. So there's some questions there, and you can actually submit your questions for me on Goodreads in reference to the books, and I'll answer that. If it's reference to health, healthy living, you are welcome to DM me on Instagram, The Simple Delish. Also, if you have questions about your health journey and you want to have a one-on-one conversation to get some of that information, again, out of your head and into your hands so that you can use it, you can definitely email me, the truth journey, right? Your truth journey. And I'll also have all of that information for you as well and on my sites. But yeah, so one of the questions, and I'm going to end it because I've been on here for a little while. One of the questions that I did receive was in reference to young budding authors, right? Those who are writers, bloggers, and they're aspiring, right, to do this. So I wanted to go ahead and answer that live. Honestly, I want to tell you that each and every day, like our process, writers, bloggers, hosts, we have a process, right? So we have a thought that we need to get on paper. So that when we put it on paper, we start creating that plan, right? So we get that plan together. We work through it to make sure that our plan is in place. Now, for those of us who are authors, once we get that plan in place, then we have to start writing our book. Now, there's a lot of people that I know who have this story that is locked in and is even possibly on paper, but we have not published it. We just didn't put it out there. And it took me a long time with my very first book, with 7 Steps Towards Health and Living. It sat in my Evernote notebook for a long time before I was um, ready to put it out there. And it got to a point where it was just gonna sit there before I even published it. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, it needs to be perfect. But guess what? Perfection does not exist. You cannot fail. You can't be successful without failing. So if you put out a book and it's not successful, you can learn from that and then put out an additional one. So please don't just hold on to it. And there's always a second side as well. There's someone out here, including me, that needs to read your post, that needs to read your story, that needs to see you and hear what you have to say on your blog. Definitely put it out there. Put all of your information, all of the work that you put in daily into your creation process. Remember, there's someone on the other side that needs to see it, and they don't care that it's perfect. Sure, work, do the best that you can, put it out there, but know that there's somebody who is not going to care about that. So I just want you to create, but also make sure that you publish it, put it out here for the world, for other people to see. So that's my little 5 minutes, 10 minutes that I do conversations with me, the Simple Delish, Kiamani Robey. But I do love you, and I'm going to definitely try to keep myself on here and just give you guys a chance to know what's going on. Again, there's always something going on. I'm working on the sequel to Shea Butter Rocks. I know I just put it out, but there is a sequel coming. All right. So once you read the book, you will know that there is another story spoken from someone particular that I'm not going to mention, but it is coming soon. And also the third book in the Healthy Living series. So definitely check this out. Check me out. And I'm here for you. So if you have any questions, concerns, let me know. Again, my name is Kiamani Robey. I am The Simple Delish on Instagram. Please have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll see you later.